Sure. All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cinema Wave podcast. I'm going to be one of your hosts today, Mark Jacobino. We are talking about the Demon Slayer movie, Infinity Castle, the first of the trilogy. I am joined by a special guest host today, one of my best friends, a fellow anime and animation connoisseur, and a Letterboxd expert. Noah Powell is in the building.
Yes, sir. No one knows on Letterboxd to be looking for me.
There you go. There you go. So it's very fitting that you're here because we have seen Demon Slayer movies together in the past. We saw Mugen Train, we saw Entertainment District. So we've been on this Demon Slayer vein for a while. Yeah. We've been here. We're OGs.
Our journey. Yeah.
We're OGs. We're not here to just jump on the bandwagon. We've been here. And there's a lot of hype around this movie. There's been a lot of hype. There's a lot of talk online about this movie. A lot of hype. A lot of praise for this movie. A lot of things that I think are personally glaze. I think it's a lot more glaze online than praise.
Wow. Out the gates hot.
Yeah. So, I mean, respect where it's due. This movie is making a lot of money. It had the biggest opening in Japan. It had the biggest domestic opening for an anime film in the US ever, beating Pokemon. And I think it's the 6th biggest September opening in the domestic US box office ever. Which is crazy. So, I mean, respect. Yeah. It's a rated R animated film, too, which is, like, nothing to sniff at. Like, that's big, too. So, I want to give its praise there. But overall, this movie is bloated. It is way too long. It has so many issues, and I think that ruins a lot of the great moments in it, because there is a lot of strong moments in here, but they're just buried under so much momentum-killing flashbacks and tedious dialogue, and there's no flow to the movie. It's just scene after scene, and there's no real cohesion with it. What are your overall spoiler-free thoughts of this movie?
It's hard. So a lot of it comes down to how you're viewing the movie as a whole. And I think how you diagnose it really does affect your takeaway and your overall review and feeling leaving it. I'll lead with, I had fun.
Yes.
I had a great time. I will be there in 2 years to see it again. I'll be there another 2 years after. So don't get me wrong. But how to evaluate it as a film is where I'm struggling back and forth. Because then there's the two sides of it you can acknowledge. It was still animation was on another universe.
Yeah.
The core fight choreography, the colors, the moments, coordination, all that was chef's kicks. Exactly what you want to see of the Demon Slayer movie. The sound, underrated. Yes. The sound was amazing. Hearing everything travel when they're doing their different breathings, you could hear like the main element, the footsteps, all of that, the sound, the score, powerful, great. But then, like you said, it just, was it really a movie?
Yeah.
Was it really a movie? Like, I just felt like part of the hype of this, especially we're entering our final arc. We're getting into this, ready to roll. Let's get the ball rolling. Hit it hot, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But with that, I left it being like, I got to wait another 2 years, and I waited 2 years to get this, and I got to wait another 2 again. The content was there. I just wish as a season, it would have been more impactful, because it still felt like, and like we said, we've seen these Demon Slayer movies together, when they just slap them together, and they cut the title and the end card. This time they cut the title and they cut the end card, but you still felt the moments where the episode would end and a new one would start.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like it was telling a story.
It wasn't a typical movie structure. You know, we had a fight to begin, which, you know, in movies you sometimes have just like an initial fight, but then you kind of move into these scenes where you're just like focusing on a character in a fight, and then the scene kind of ends and you move on to the next thing, and there's no cohesion. Like a typical story structure, you start with your hero, your protagonist, and your antagonist, and the hero starts one place and they end in a new place. But in typical kind of Demon Slayer fashion, nothing really changes. Things just happen.
Yeah.
And those emotional moments that in some cases don't hit in other cases because they rely so much on these flashbacks. And the flashbacks are making up for so much underwritten character work in previous seasons. And I think that was my biggest issue with this, was because not only did they kill the momentum, because as we talked about off camera, you know, you have a scene, you're getting into a fight, flashback, and then you have another, and then flashback, and then flashback. And flashbacks should be used to enhance the story, not as a crutch. And I feel like there were so many moments, especially the Zenitsu fight, where this should have been like a Kakashi and Obito fight, where it's like two rivals from childhood coming together, choosing different paths. Like, this should have hit. It didn't, because you're just like, oh, is there a history here? I didn't know there was a history here. And then we see a flashback and they're like, oh, this would have been nice to see in other seasons. And then we get to the moment.
Was it even a fight? Was it really? Like, I saw it again today. I had it really right before this. Gotta get it fresh, keep it in the brain. It wasn't even really a fight. We didn't have that moment. And then now we don't know the rest of the story. I haven't read it, of course. So maybe he does have more moments coming his way, and that's why it didn't happen right then and there. But like you said, all that was cool and all. But then you're going to give me a 10-minute flashback about this dude, this demon, this absolute rat. They're all rats. All the demons are rats. That's the point. You tell us to hate them.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to feel some type of way about this now. It was dope seeing Zenitsu do this. And I don't know how we feel about spoiler. I don't want to spoil enough.
Yeah.
But how does it have his moments and take care of business in Zenitsu's way and finally lose that whininess. But
yeah,
the moment he has was dope. But that whole thing should have been better, stronger. But then carrying on to what you were saying as well, do you think we penalize the creators of the movie, the director, or they're crutched by what the manga and the source material provided?
Yeah.
Like, is there really the things that they could switch around if that's where everything was placed?
Yeah, no, it's hard to say because we haven't read the manga. So the only thing we can do is say they could have done a better job adapting it, because adaptation should change the source material in some way to make it flow in a visual medium. You know, we talked about off camera Jujutsu Kaisen. You know, I think the Maharaga and Sukuna fight was like 4 pages in the manga. But then we get a whole episode. They make it amazing. But with Demon Slayer here, I don't know what the source material is, but part of me feels like they didn't do a good job adapting it regardless into a visual medium. And I think that's where we can levy a lot of the criticism. Like, if they adapt it 1-to-1 for some things like Attack on Titan, that's great. That's how it should be.
But this isn't that type.
But this is not that type of show. Not that type of show.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of where it lands, unfortunately.
And then also I feel they strayed away from what works for them. There wasn't one fight that was, for example, all the seasons that we watched, are all seasons or moments. Mugen Train, the big fight, Entertainment District. They were all, Entertainment District was episodes of straight hands.
Yeah.
20 minutes straight, learning on the fly, getting plot on the fly, Tanjiro thinking on the fly, and then same thing with the original Akuza fight.
Yes.
Set your heart aflame.
Yeah.
That was just hands. We didn't get a moment in this film where it was just hands. Every time I locked in, I was like, oh, peak, we're getting there, flashback.
Yeah.
And it's not like they were 5-minute flashbacks. It's not like they were 2 minutes. They were 10, 15. The final flashback was 30 minutes to end the movie.
Yeah.
We have the most elite animation this entire time. Cool moments. We build to this. Think the flashbacks are out the window. And then finally, head sliced, right?
Yeah.
Adrenaline's running.
Yeah.
Let's wind us back down with a 30-minute recap about this demon that we were supposed to hate.
Yeah. No, I mean, Demon Slayer, it's formulaic. Like, we've gotten into a routine with Demon Slayer where we have this big fight against an upper moon, and then we get the sad flashback right when they're about to die. So, you know, that's just the formula that Demon Slayer is committed to. We've seen it a bunch of times, and it works most of the time. But again, I think because this movie is 2.5 hours, and I'd say 50 to 60% of it is flashbacks, those flashbacks become a nuisance instead of something that elevates the source.
I wish we weren't exaggerating about the flashbacks.
We're not. No,
That's why I saw it again. That's why I saw it again. I was like, maybe I was just being, like, I thought maybe I went in the first time expecting, let me go in this time just, like, review and just kind of watch and see. It's like, nope, flashback.
It is the most egregious use of flashback I think I've ever seen. And I don't say that lightly, but like, they use it for exposition. They use it to build tension. They use it to build character when they didn't in the dialogue. Like, it's crazy. And I've seen people online defending it, saying like, oh, well, why would you want to fight with no stakes? And it's like,
we already have it. Did we not set it?
Yeah.
We have to fight all night long.
Yeah.
Either we die or Muzan dies. Is that not stakes? The fact that they're all beat up already, is that not stakes? Them literally, every time you take a hit is more than just losing that fight. It's losing the entire night.
Right.
That's the grand scheme of things. Now it's like, all right, sure, we took out 2 upper sixes, right? 1 upper 6, spoiler, sorry, stop that. We took out a couple guys got taken out.
Yeah.
And then now we're beat up, and now we're like, we have a whole 2 other movies. That is the stakes.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna give me in the final fight of this movie episode, whatever you want to call it, that awesome fight, then wind down with a flashback and end the movie?
Yeah.
Why not? If anything, if you have to do a flashback, give us a flashback. Give the whole fight and run us into the next one so that we want to bang our head off the wall to see the second one in 2 years. Like, give it to me now.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't think they did themselves any favors.
No. I think why we're being so critical is, one, I think people are praising this movie way too much for what it is. And 2, I think we were both excited for this. I think we were both coming into this movie saying, like, this is Hands. Like, nonstop Hands. We're in the belly of the beast. We've got upper moons. We got Hashira everywhere. Like, let's get to it.
This was a bottom tier Tanjiro moment.
I don't know. He has some pretty bottom tier moments.
He has some pretty bottom tier, but in all the things that he's accomplished and conquered, and I guess in the way that you make the moments, this was his lamest moment. Like, yes, was the power itself
cool,
dope? Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not like, will it be awesome for the next 2? Yeah, that would be sweet. But the way it was presented here, weakest moment. Entertainment District, when he's just literally broken, snapped in half, and just going crazy. Dope. It was the interruption of flashbacks, and I don't want to keep bringing that back up, but that's just what the whole scheme of it is.
Yeah, I mean, that is the big criticism for us. And
I'm looking at my notes right now, and I'm just flashback. Why do we
timestamps on the flashbacks?
Why was that moment so short? What was the point of that fight?
Yeah, I think just the main like thesis is this is just like a bloated movie. Like, if this movie could have taken 30 minutes off the runtime, no problem, and I think it would have been better off for it. I think it could have hit all those highs. I think a lot of this stuff was like filler-ish feeling. And like you said, if this was spread out over a season, like, that filler feels a little bit more chopped up. Like, it's not all being fed to us right at the same time. But when it's in this condensed state, you just feel it that much more. And I like what we have our anime group chat. I like what Carson said. He's like, they should have done the TV show up to the point before the Akaza fight.
Yes,
and that the movie
should have just been
was the Akaza fight. That would have been cool.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
It was an hour and a half anyway.
It was.
On the dot. Every single second of it.
Yeah.
And that, or even just, again, I don't know how it ends. Give me 20 episodes where all these moments would have been 10 out of 10 anime episodes. IMDb we would have went crazy for those, and we got to watch it weekly. Yeah. But because they did it like that, I don't think we needed it to be a movie. Like, be a season, then get to the other parts. But in a more positive spin as well.
We can go a little positive.
So with the flashbacks, it's also changing my thinking a little bit. Now, maybe we aren't viewing demons in the way that we should be viewing demons, or the way that the show actually wants us to process, because obviously we hate them, but we keep getting this realist connection to what spurred them. We find out they don't even remember when they turn, so that's a new thing. Is this a potential new detail that fits along with Nezuko and the resolution of what goes on in this final night?
Yeah.
And I think that's a possibility. I don't know how much we could go into that conversation here.
We can get into spoilers. I think everyone kind of knows our thinking and our feelings. I think, the movie does its job. Like, it's entertaining, no doubt. The animation is just what we expect. Amazing. Music, sound design, awesome. It's just bogged down. It's just a bloated movie. So please let us know, if you haven't seen it yet, or you're planning on seeing it. When you do see it, come back, let us know.
Still worth the watch. Still definitely worth the watch.
Still worth the watch, but we are going to get into spoilers now. Let's dive into this this thinking around, demons and our perception of demons.
So, first and foremost, what a lame ending to an epic fight.
Oh, yeah.
That came out of nowhere. Head's chopped. We can regenerate now. Okay, cool. We could just...
Head can come back.
And then head can come back, and we could just not die.
Yeah.
What killed them? The power of friendship, love,
Power of
or
love.
humanity?
Yeah, I think it might introduce the idea of demons. They have to have a will to live as a demon, and I think, you know, because they usually get their head chopped off, they just kind of give up. I think Akaza's will was so strong that he didn't simply just give up right away. And then, yeah, we have the power of love to officially save him.
But hear me out, right?
Yeah.
Tamayo gives Muzan, turn him human to start this process so that way he's killable.
Yeah.
Nezuko, obviously, she's able to do both. She teeters a line at both. Akaza, we get his background, we know who he was at his roots, is seeking power, strength, right? And his growth, and we realize he comes back to himself. But he doesn't die because he has more power than we think. But Doma and the upper one have a specific line where they're like, did he die? Did I sense? And they said, for 1 second, he turned into something that I didn't realize. I didn't understand. He turned into something different or something new. Something along that line. But then, well, whatever, he's dead now. So when he uses annihilation on himself, does he turn back into human because he remembers? Is that what changed? And does he retain the powers of a demon? And that's why it was something new. Because the whole thing was how they have this other world. Like Tanjiro, you sense and when you desire. So the way he fought was he was blind, but he was just seeking to be stronger. Then he flipped his senses. He wanted to find who he was again. So he shut that off and found his memory. And in finding his memory, is that what created a different version that they felt right then and there? Because that's the only thing that killed him.
Yeah.
But then Muzan realized, wait, I need to finish you because you're all done. Okay, let me put you away. Because what does that mean for you? So now, like with Nezuko, is she goes back human, but do you actually lose your demon abilities? Do you lose this strength? So is that some little, and then who's lingering around? Who's died? Who hasn't died? Who's turned? And also we start with the people who are leading this turn to human are demons who have been studying this. How do we know what exactly is the medicine, the process, and all the rhyme and reason? And that's just the only thing. That's the only thing that comes back to me, that we can't keep harping the humanity in these demons that they tell us to hate so vehemently, especially Tanjiro. And he's like, I hate you, I want to, but like only to demons. It's love to everyone else. And then this, and so I was like, maybe there's just something different.
Yeah, I mean, Tanjiro, I feel like he's always empathetic to the demons in their final moments, even though, yeah, he definitely still hates them a lot. I think Muzan is really who he hates because of what he did to his family and changed Nezuko. But, you know, at the end of the entertainment district, we get the sister brother, you know, demon backstory, feel bad for them. But they don't go human. They do not go human.
Because they didn't accept it, though. They were still fine with dying.
Yes, but they wanted to die together. So there was like a human aspect to it. And then they were happy to go into the next life together. They walk into the fire together. So that was kind of them accepting that.
We also have the brother with the gun. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
He's half and half.
Yeah.
We're getting some.
I think the hybrid is like the end goal. I haven't read all of Tokyo Ghoul, but I know that's kind of a theme.
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul is kind of, you know, the coexistence of the ghouls and the people.
Also, they're fighting all night long.
Yeah.
Humans, and we're seeing that they're not invincible. How do you beat Muzan? Am I ready to lay down on the table right now? Tanjiro goes both ways.
You think Tanjiro goes demon?
He just activates both sides of things. He sees both, conquers both. Maybe he dies after. But how do you beat him? They took two of the strongest Ashira, just got smoked and didn't even technically kill number 3. Yeah. So what are you doing against 2 and what are you doing against 1?
Yeah, well, I think 1 is the most interesting, and then Muzan. I think 1 is the most interesting because, like, he looks like Tanjiro's dad. Like, like there's something there.
He did the first dance, probably.
Yeah,
he's the one who did the first.
He's like there has to be a connection in Tanjiro's lineage with 1, and that could connect him back to his humanity. Because, like you said, like number 1 seems so powerful. It's like doesn't even matter how many Shira you throw at him, they'll probably die. So they have to win in a different way, not with brute force, but with you know, appealing to the human side. So I think you're definitely like on the right track. I think there is this thing where we're gonna have to get to a human side of the demons in a more like fulfilled light.
Yeah.
I don't know how we get there. You know, Tanjiro is, you know, always uses the power of love
Yes.
and his connection to his family. But yeah, I think, like you said, the humans are so like depleted at this point. I think the next movie we won't even really see Tanjiro or Tommy. Like I think the next movie is gonna be like Inosuke. It's gonna be the Mist and the Stone Hashira. Gonna be the Wind and his brother. Like it'll just be their movie. And if there's any indication about how we felt about this movie, if the next movie is like those side characters, you know we're getting a lot of flashbacks.
But that next movie, I know we're getting bodies. I know. The steerers are
gotta die.
The steerers are hitting the floor.
People gotta die.
Movie. That's the other thing. This was pretty like simple. Like, did we care that Shinobu got smoked?
The insect? No, not really. Again, they relied on a flashback to make us care about that fight, but I didn't.
Yo, if your sister told you, like, you're not strong enough, she didn't train hard enough. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care how small she is. That's outrageous. It's been years. Tanjiro figured it out.
The Mist Hashira was like 16 years old.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what are we talking about, size?
You're still only using poison at this part? Hey, you fought your hardest. I really thought she was going to have a moment. I thought she was getting a Slayer sign or something. And she said, nope.
Well, the dumbest part about that fight was like her sword physically can't cut the heads off demons. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
So leave, run away.
What are you doing?
Do something. Like, and then I guess we can just go in order now. Because then that's how my notes are. That was just whatever. I did like the opening act was cool though.
It was fine. The
opening act, I liked the whole scramble, everybody running around, the falling. Every scene with the crows was sick.
Yes.
When they were seeing, that was epic.
Yeah.
What's happening to Tamayo? She's getting absorbed?
Is that the doctor demon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is in this like chrysalis state where he can't technically kill her, but I think he's gonna try and literally like absorb her so she dies, and then
that's
gonna no longer holding him back.
Yeah.
I don't really know if we see much of her anymore. I think she's kind of played her part in getting him to this like weakened state. But yeah, Doma and that fight was just like, it was good. Like it was a good opening, like warm up. And then we was Zenitsu right after that?
Zenitsu was right after Doma.
Okay. And that fight again, we kind of already talked about.
It was a moment more than a fight.
Yeah.
I
really wish we had seen just like, I wish the dialogue was more between them instead of like relying on the flashbacks to give them this tension.
Talk while you fight.
Yeah. I think like most of their fight was just grandstanding, like the guy being like, look how strong I am. I'm stronger than you now. I've mastered the form.
Epic if we knew why he was so much more. Yeah, sure. Maybe there were some more subtle things here and there throughout the seasons out, but like not
so small.
Not enough to let that really. That could have been insane.
Yeah.
And we just missed it. And then we transition after that. This would piss me off. This was given end of episode vibes.
Yeah,
it could be. Then we cut to after that, Tanjiro and Giyu running around looking for the uppers or whatever, right? And they're like, oh no, we're gonna run into them. Akaza comes. And they're like, Akaza, I'll kill you. Then we cut away. We cut away, and then we get like all basically a mini recap of everything we know already with his trainer and with Nezuko, and he's like, tonight's the final night.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be that. We already know that. The movie literally opened with, this is the last night. Everyone told us this is the final night. Why are you telling me again? Yeah. I already know that was an episode. And they said, you know what? Let's just add that in. Because it was just the whole, and it ruined the flow of it. Why would you go, Akaza, I'll kill you, to flashback with Grandpa? Then that led into the sweet move that he does when he dodges. And then, flashback again.
Yeah.
That was an episode. That was 100% the end of one episode and the start of another, because it did not fit. Like, I know it would have so ended. Zenitsu being whatever healed, and the guy being like, oh no, they're gonna run into the upper. Ends with the episode. Maybe even probably ends with Akaza falling down. Akaza, I'll kill you. Episode. The next episode would start with the grandfather and Nezuko talking about what's gonna happen, gonna happen. And then it transitions right into the dodge, and then it's hands. And it's the Giyu episode. That would have went hard. That would have been IMDb 10, but instead, as a movie, it felt discombobulated. I was like, oh, here we go. Oh, no, here we don't go. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, here we don't. And then right there, then after that, we got 20 minutes of peak.
The Giyu fight was awesome. Like, that was so dope. The music building up, was so sick.
The sounds.
And then the arena changing with the water flowing everywhere. Like, that was like, all right, here we go.
That was hardcore.
This is what I wanted to see.
We didn't really get a flashback from him. He was just like, we were getting the hint that we knew. And he was like, yeah, you hurt my back. Or he's like, I understand it now. Like,
he's like, I don't like talking.
He literally said the way he got, I don't like talking. And the way that he got his D-Slayer sign, sick. Another sick thing that I thought was dope, as Tanjiro, even though it took him 1,000 years to study and figure this thing out, even though we watched him figure this all out on the fly. The whole arc before was how he's able to figure things out fast. It took 25 minutes. But as he's studying and watching this and realizing he fits in, they slow down the combat. So you're understanding that things are super fast, but the animation itself is slow. So you know they're moving, and then Gyu confirms, it's like, wow, he's like a Hashira now, or even surpassed that. And then so watching the animation, then you see every single like strike and step, footwork, king. And I thought that was awesome. And the way they balanced him learning. And then every time, like, as he was adapting, everything was slowing, but the colors around were still faster. So you knew the move. And then by seeing every strike, you knew it was faster. Yeah. So it almost like, it was a better feeling than when the flashing colors going all the way around. It was like, that was a moment.
Well, they have to change the way they animate fights, because as we are excelling in the show, like, the fights are going to get bigger and faster, so you literally can't do the flashing. Like, we need to see the combat. So I like that they found a creative way to show the combat without it feeling slower. Like, you still have that momentum and speed. And yeah, I mean, that fight was just like what I think a lot of people cling on to when they see this movie.
That was Demon Slayer.
They're like, this movie's peak because of this fight. And it's like, it's such a small piece of it, but I get why you would be so invested in the fight, because you have so many arena changes. Gyu is literally giving it his all. Like, he's going toe to toe, same as oh god, I feel terrible forgetting his name. No, the fire Hashira. What's his name? Rengoku. Oh, he was going just as hard as Rengoku. Like, you were seeing that, and you know how much of like a relationship him and Tanjiro built up. So there's a lot of stakes there without, again, needing flashbacks to be like, oh, Tanjiro, remember when you cared about me when no one else did? Like, no, we've seen it. We know here. Let's just live in that moment. And then, Tanjiro does his thing where he just figures things out in the middle of the fight, and it is cool. I was
okay with that.
I like the idea of the of like having no killer instinct. Like, you're just so like locked in the moment. Like, I have no animosity.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's muscle memory stat.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I dug that a lot, and I like how it fed into Akaza's way of fighting with his, I sense people's killer instinct.
We didn't need 2 flashbacks for it. We didn't need Dad and Inosuke. We needed a one or the other.
Yeah.
We didn't need them both together, or just cut both of them a little bit and merge them, like a little montage in your brain. Like, it didn't need to be that long of a moment. Although I think the Inosuke part was because he's gonna fight 4, and that was given
like
more like he has this ability as well. And so, but on paper, he should have the highest ability of that compared to everyone else. Right. Tanjiro's still learning it. Obviously, Tanjiro or MC will eventually surpass. But on paper, Inosuke should be the best to be able to sense things out now. But that's his whole beast. So I think that's why he's going to find 4, the one changing everything. And that's why he keeps falling. And he's like, where are they? But it's because he's falling to where she is. He just senses that that's where that demon is ultimately.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's cool evolution, because like, you think about in real life, like, hunters don't have animosity towards like the animals they're hunting. Like, they're just like, I need to do this. I'm gonna take the shot, take them out. Okay, it's done. Like, that's how demon slayers should conduct themselves against these demons. Like, these are things that need to be put down, and there's no emotion. And like, that's kind of where we got to, and that was, I dug that.
Yeah.
Usually when there's like a breakthrough in the battle with Tanjiro, I'm like, okay, I could have figured that out 20 minutes
ago.
And
it was cool because like, we had the whole last arc with him training to add that to his arsenal, his weapon belt. And then so it's cool seeing that applied. And
then then it's the Akaza backstory, which, and then again, the Akaza backstory as an episode would have been great, because you felt for him, and there was a lot of emotion, and
30 minutes.
Yeah. Like, pacing killer, because you have a climax, and then there's a thing called the falling action, but the falling action shouldn't go all the way back down to here, and then
the whole theater squirming.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I've been reading subtitles for the past 2 hours, and I'm reading this now and not even watching my fight. His head is kind of off, not really fully off what's going on here vibe. And it was the longest backstory. And again, it's a demon. Why do we care?
Well, they've established that. They've done that. They've done
it
that.
makes me sick every single time. And then it was just like, okay, the movie's over now. You learned about Akaza, and Akaza killed himself. And see you guys next time.
Yeah. I think they could have definitely given Akaza more backstory, like throughout in some way, but they haven't. So they had to cram it all in here.
And it's not like he's new. It's not like he
exactly. They could have given him stuff leading up to this.
You're telling me his trainer, and his master or father, like those figures couldn't have popped up in Mugen Train.
Exactly.
And just been that, so you already had that moment. So now we didn't have to interrupt the fight even more for him seeing Ghost randomly, and then everybody letting him see Ghost and just pausing. Oh, what's that?
Yeah. What's funny is like people know that the end of this movie is bloated and has terrible pacing. Like people that love the movie are like, yeah, the last 40 minutes I really had to go to the bathroom and it really was a while, but still peak. I'm like, no, like that's an issue with the movie. Like you're just ignoring the issue with the movie.
If you say that's the best fight in Demon Slayer, I'm not mad at you. But to say because of that fight, that's a peak movie, get out of here.
I think on IMDb right now, it's in the top 250 movies right now, which is.
I mean, I'm happy for the medium. I'm happy.
I'm happy for animation,
but this is the one that did it.
I know.
What's in our letterbox? I gotta check.
It's definitely over like a 4. It's definitely over a 4.
A 4 would be outrageous.
It is. I think it's like
1-1.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I've never disagreed more with this. Letterbox family, I love you. 4-1 on this one?
Yeah.
I can't. It wasn't a movie. Again, it had moments. It had the material in it. It just wasn't presented in the proper way at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think that's the
story.
That's the common denominator.
Unfortunately.
I'm just trying to list. Do I have anything else in here?
I was gonna say, do we have any other like big thoughts? We kind of already talked about our prediction for next movie. I think it's gonna be, Hashira on upper 6s, and I think a lot of people are gonna die. Hopefully.
I think a lot of people die. Tanjiro surpassed Gyu with this.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Because
a certain level of fight IQ that...
Yeah, because Gyu was going brute force and Tanjiro has now kind of surpassed brute force.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah.
It was cool rewatching when Tanjiro didn't know he figured it out yet. They do the same, like the way he teleports is still there. So you could notice, because the first time watching it, obviously he disappeared, but all that's so fast. Second time, it's like, oh, that's the first time they did like the animation the same way they did later. And it's cool. And it's a couple times where if you watch him the fight, you see him just like disappear with the smoke or the way that they mute his flames and stuff. So I think that's pretty dope. That was cool in the rewatch.
Yeah. Any other big thoughts that we didn't touch on or where we go from here? I think we hit on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like how do you heal? How do you heal?
In the middle of this castle, like what is the healing technique?
Naturally seeing Tengen and Rengoku's father. I guess we're gonna get in a fight over there. So
how does Nezuko get inside?
Yeah. Do we even... This whole thing ends in the castle? Who are we sending over to these bodyguards? Who's going there?
Right. Yeah. They're like still like upper... What's the one below the upper...
No, I thought
there's 6 and 6.
Well, I thought there was only 6 left now.
There's upper 6 and there's upper...
Didn't we smoke a lot of them before and he got rid of them? I thought Muzan got rid of them. I thought it was only down. I thought it's only upper 6 now.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's true. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he tossed everyone aside.
Because they weren't strong enough.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Nezuko goes a little wild and they have to fight her, like Tengen and the like. I really don't know what the upper, like the world
outside.
What's going on in the outside world? And
how do you stay healthy enough to finish this night?
Yeah,
or get your strength back? And then what happens? Maybe it doesn't end in the castle.
Maybe it doesn't end in the castle. Maybe it doesn't.
Because we have Nezuko with but no, they're watching.
They're guarding Nezuko. And
I thought they were guarding.
They're all kind of in the same.
They're 2 different spots.
Oh, I thought it was all kind of the same.
I thought they were watching
the kid,
head of Shira's son.
Yeah, doing the.
I thought he was watching them, and then Nezuko's with. Because his spot is hidden. No one knows the swordsman village in his specific. I think that's why she's there.
Okay, I thought they were all in like the same complex. I see. Okay, yeah. I don't know.
And that's why he's like, I have a feeling. Yeah, no, they're in two different spots. They're definitely in two different spots. So then obviously something's got to go down there. I wouldn't mind seeing Taken fight again.
Yeah, no, he was sick. He lost a hand. I want to see what he does without it. I don't know. I don't know who would be the enemies on the surface.
Because there's not that many. Yeah, there's not that many pieces left.
And it's the nighttime. Like, the point is, like, to stay there. So I don't know what demons would be involved, like, there. And if the sun comes up, like, then they're screwed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's something. There's something up the sleeve.
Or we're giving Demon Slayer too much credit, and they just cut to those.
Yeah, I guess we go. Yeah, we just do a 5v1 and a 5v2, and then eventually somebody loses a head in the middle, and they get more strength.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted more. Not mad at it. I watched it again. I saw it twice.
Yeah.
If I ever watch it again, I won't watch the flashbacks. I'll fast forward.
I will just watch the fights. Like, I will watch a compilation of the fights, and I'll be happy. I'll get the same thing out of this movie.
I respect them trying to do something different. It just didn't necessarily land. I'm concerned that it's giving a 4-1, so that we're not going to fix any of this for the next one. But maybe next one there just naturally is more story to be told that kind of corrects itself.
I don't know. But we'll both be seated, no doubt.
Yeah, no question whatsoever.
Yeah, I enjoyed this movie for what it was, but I think it's being way overpraised. I think it delivered on all the things it usually does. I think it's just there's a lot of extra fluff around it. Yep. And I hope they cut it down. I know they won't. I hope they cut it down for the next movie. I know they won't, but yeah, I think that's all we got. Vinny, I think we have to do scores, right? Do we have to do scores? All right. Score? Yeah, no, we do out of 10 here. Score for me, I would say 7. Yeah, 7.5. One of those two. That's where I'll sit. You got to convert your letterbox.
I know
to 10,
and then I struggle just because of the storytelling part.
Yeah,
but it was visually and audibly amazing. Like, I can't take. That's the hard part of my score. That's like.
Are you like between a 6 and a 7?
I'm between, yeah.
Okay.
I'm between a 6 and a 7. I'm between a 3.35 letterbox wise.
Yeah.
Letterbox wise, I probably lean like the 3.3. I'll give it a 7. I'll respect the animation. I'll respect the audio, and I'll respect what they've given to us all this time. And I'll give you a 7.
All right, there we go. We got 7s. Kill us in the comments. We're here for all, we're here for all the smoke from the Demon Slayer Glazers. Like, it's fine.
For war.
We are ready for war. We got receipts. We know the issues with this movie. We know it.
I got the timestamps.
We got timestamps. But we hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thank you, Noah, for joining as a guest.
Thanks for having me, man.
I'm sure you'll be back around at some point for some more animation or anime talk in the future. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. Please comment below. We're talking about pretty much everything that's on TV or in the movie theater. So definitely stick around and check that out. But I've been Mark Jacobino.
I'm Noah Powell. Noah knows.
And we'll see you on the next one.
All right, y'all.
This is The Culture.